Hey, what's up,
Hello.
everybody? How's it going?
Well, welcome everyone. For Halloween this year, we've decided to take on the most terrifying role currently available in America, and that is a Boeing jet pilot
And co-pilot.
and co-pilot. So today we are playing Sky Team, and this is a cooperative game for 2 players where you attempt to land an airplane. And I've been looking forward to playing this since I heard about it, just because it seems like a fun thematic, just kind of just being able to I love co-op games. I love when things are going wrong.
Yeah.
Really, in co-op games,
There's a fine balance to be struck in a good co-op game.
And this game has a whole lot of loss conditions, and I think that's what speaks to me. There's lots of ways to lose, and you have a very narrow band of what you have to do to succeed. So we're going to run through the setup and stuff like that for Sky Team, and then we're going to get into the game.
So the goal of the game is we are pilot and co-pilot trying to make a flight successfully, not kill ourselves and all the passengers, and land.
Yes.
And that's the game.
That's the game. That's the game. If at any point Justin and I have lost the game, we are responsible for the deaths of probably 150 people or more.
Yeah. So we have to live with that.
so,
well,
yeah.
we don't have to live with that.
We'll be dead.
Someone else has to live with it.
Yeah, somebody else has to live with that. We get to dominate the news cycle for the upcoming week.
Probably like 2 days because it's election season. We might not even make the news cycle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Set up real quick. We have this control panel right here in the center, and this is a lovely physical piece of board game work, in my opinion, because this reinforces everything about the game. It's very visual. It's very tactile. It's the type of thing that I love in a board game.
It's got slots for stuff. You can put.
It does. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Love
Look
that.
at that. Love a slotted board.
Yeah, it's so clear.
You do have to. I had to assemble the board.
Oh, really?
As we went.
You have to stick it together.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's like stickies.
Oh.
There's like the double-sided stickers that come with it, because you have to like pop out all the stuff. We may want to move chat above my head. We changed our We changed our layout for the stream custom. So just bear with us 1 second when we make
this chat.
That chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So while Justin is modifying that, I will continue with the explanation. So the setup right here. We've got the control panel. You'll notice that we've got the level gauge right here, and this determines where the plane is. My hand's kind of in the way there, but this determines how level the plane is. For us to land successfully, the plane has to be completely flat, right?
Right.
So now the plane can rock back and forth as we're coming in, but on the final turn, it's got to be flat.
Or we're exploding.
Or we explode.
I assume this little X right here is bad.
Yeah, that means we've lost control of the plane. It goes into a spin, and we've killed 150 people.
Very bad.
And so we have the speed gauge right underneath the level there. We've got 2 markers, a blue marker and an orange marker. And we'll get more into the speed gauge in a second, but this basically determines how fast our plane is capable of going. If you've ever flown, you'll be familiar with the flaps and the landing gear being deployed. As those are deployed, that makes the plane less aerodynamic, which means the plane will go slower, right? And so the speed gauge icons are going to move as we go, as we start deploying the landing gear or the flaps. The plane, it gets harder to make the plane go faster. Then we've got the brake marker right down here, this red bar. We have to deploy the brakes as we go, as we're landing. We have to get the brakes out there. Now, we don't have to use all of our brakes. However, the more brakes that we use, the easier it is to land the plane. And then the game recommends that you sit side by side because of our streaming layout. Justin and I are across the table on each other. That's why I'm having to reach over the game. But due to the movie making magic,
just pretend.
You can pretend Justin and I are on your screen as if we are a pilot and co-pilot. I strongly considered having like dummy headsets on for this, and maybe like a radio filter for it. But I think it's fine with what we got. All right, we've got an altitude track right here. This track right here, and this represents the number of turns in the game. The plane just slowly, gradually descends as we go, and this slides under the board, letting us know how many turns that we have. The altitude marker also lets us know when we get rerolls, and it lets us know who the first player is each turn. You'll notice the first 6,000 foot one is blue and has an arrow pointing towards me. I'm the pilot. The orange one right here is pointing towards Justin. Justin is the co-pilot, so Justin will be the first one to place a die. And once this gets here, that's where we have to have all of our victory conditions in place, and we have successfully landed the plane. If we have not successfully landed the plane,
is this a turn still?
Yeah, that's the final turn. That's us. That's us touching down. Yeah. We have stuff that we can, like, you can finalize stuff during that turn, but you have to be done with it. So, and then we have the approach track right here. This piece right here lets us know how far away from the airport that we are. And so as we move during the turn, this is also going to slide in. But all of these plane markers, there's little symbols on the side here, those let you know how many planes are in the way. Every single one of those planes markers represents some sort of obstacle. And if a plane is like right here, we're like very close to a plane. We haven't crashed into them yet. We still have time to get them out of the way. However, if we try to move and there's a plane in our space and the plane itself physically moves, we've crashed into them, and we've now killed 300 people as opposed to just 150.
Really bad.
Yeah. So this is our track. So we have to get to this marker here the same time that we get to here. Okay. And once we do that, then if the rest of the victory conditions are in place, then we've won the game. All right, so now we've got a reroll token on each reroll icon. So this goes right there. We've got one right there, so we get one on the first turn. So this has moved over here. We have one reroll available to us. And the airplanes are now laid out onto the track where we need to be. And we have a reserve of coffee tokens right here. And as we go, we have the ability to brew up some coffee. And that gives us the ability to modify our dice as we go. It's kind of like a way that we can dump bad dice and then also help each other out. Like I can create coffee and you can consume the coffee just as your next action, right? So both of us have screens. Now, some more movie making magic here. Justin and I will not be able to see each other's dice rolls for this because we'll be using the screen. However, chat will be able to keep track of the dice rolls that we each have. Because what we're going to do is we're going to try to make sure that we display them in such a way we're going to try to keep them. I've got my area kind of laid out there where I can be able to know that you can see my dice and Justin can't. And the same will be true for Justin. Justin will be able to, will be confident in knowing that you can see his dice and I can't. And I'm stalling for Justin while he's fixing up our demo screen right there. So now we are ready to go. The game is played in 3 phases each round. And the first phase is the strategy, discussion, and dice rolls phase. So what Justin and I can do right now is we're allowed to talk to each other about what we want to do for this turn. Now, there are the second phase is the dice placement phase. And every time we place a die, we take the action based off of the dice that's placed.
Okay.
There are 2 compulsory dice placements. So the pitch of the plane. Actually, I don't think this is the what is this axis called? It's referred to in here. This is the axis. This is just the axis of the plane,
Okay.
right? Justin and I both have to place dice on the axis. Now, after I place a dice on the axis and after Justin places his dice on the axis, if there's a difference between the two numbers, then the plane begins to roll in that direction. So I've placed a 6, Justin has placed a 4. It's actually going to roll 2 spaces towards me. And so you'll notice the red X. If the plane rolls too far in one direction, we've lost control of the plane and 150 people are dead. All right. So each turn we have to try to do our best to keep the plane balanced. The plane has to be completely flat when we land. So we can keep it rolled to one side or another for some portion of the trip, but once we get to the end, we got to make sure that it's all the same. We also have engines that we have to place, and so depending on what number that we place, that's how fast the plane is going. This speed track right here, everything before the blue marker, so right now 2, 3, and 4, if and with the numbers that we have displayed, this is a 3, this is before this blue marker, that means our plane is going so slow that it doesn't make meaningful enough advancement towards the airport. It also means that we've perhaps done some maneuvering to keep the plane kind of in one spot. We wouldn't advance any.
Mm-hmm. But we might not want to advance sometimes.
That's correct. Yeah, if we've got a plane in our way, we can kind of get into a holding pattern of some sort until we clear the plane out of the way, so that we don't wreck into it.
But if I played like a 4 here, then we have 5, so we move 1 space. So it's
that's
like
correct.
That is
yes.
an advancement. Okay.
Yes, that's between the blue and the orange marker. And let's say I played a 6 and you played a 4. We would have a 10. That's on the other side of the orange marker.
That's 2 spaces?
That means we've moved 2 spaces. Okay. That means we're really hauling. So we have to deploy the landing gear and we have to deploy the flaps for the plane. Justin is in control of the flaps because that's what the orange numbers over here are. The landing gear, the pilot is responsible for. That's these blue numbers over here. Now
the flaps have to be deployed in order, right?
The flaps have to be deployed in order.
This one requires a 1 or 2. This is a 2 or 3, 4 or 5, or 5 or 6. So if I wanted to use one of my actions, I could do that and then flip this to green.
Yes.
And it's kind of green forever. But what that does is causes the orange to go up, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So that has more for us to go faster.
Right. That has reduced the drag, or that has increased the drag on the plane, which means it can't go as fast physically, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The same is true for the landing gear. As I deploy the landing gear, that makes the plane less maneuverable. Every landing gear that I deploy will move this marker up 1. So we have to use higher and higher dice totals to get to make sure the plane is still going faster. Now, once we get to the end here, I have to deploy brakes. So if I've only deployed the 2 brake, that means Justin and I need 2 1s, right? We have to be going speed 2.
Okay.
If I've deployed 2 brakes, that means we've got 2, 3, or 4. If I deploy the 6 brakes, we've got 2 through 6 available to us, and that's the speed from these that we're going, and we have to make sure
that we can land safely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that we can land safely. Yeah. So we'll take turns placing dice, and as we place dice, the board's going to get modified in different ways. These happen when they are placed, I believe, and I'll double check that as I go. So when I place this here, once you place yours, that's when it's modified. And it matters at the end of the turn. So the radio spaces right here, we use the radio spaces to clear out planes. So if you placed a 2 right there, you would count 1, 2, and there's no planes there, so you wouldn't actually clear out any air traffic.
I want to do like a 3.
Yeah, a 3 on the other hand, you count the number of spaces from where we're at currently. 1, 2, 3. You've radioed ahead. You've gotten this plane out of the way.
If I place a 4, I remove 1 plane from that 4th
That's
space?
correct. Yeah. Okay. So you've removed 1. So Justin has the ability to radio twice. I have the ability to radio once. So we have to clear all of the traffic out of the way as we go. And then As soon okay. Yeah, so the engines are as soon as they're placed. So once we place the second engine, that's when the track advances.
Okay.
All right. And then let's see, radio, landing gear, brakes, flaps, concentration. We've got the ability to dump dice down here. These are both blue and yellow. It means Justin and I can place dice. We can just use extraneous dice that we don't want down there. Obviously, we can only do it up to 3 times per turn, but when we put a dice down there, we get a coffee token, a concentration token, and that lets us lock in. The coffee tokens can be spent for a +1 or a -1 to dice rolls, and you can spend as many coffee tokens as there are available for those rolls. If you subtract 1 from a 1, it does not become a 6.
Okay.
If you add to a 6, it does not become a 1.
Right.
And the dice are 6-sided dice from 1 to 6. All right, I think we're mostly ready to go. The first phase, once again, is the strategy discussion and dice rolls, and we can talk strategy. And then once we've settled on our strategy, we're going to roll our dice. And then once our dice are rolled, that's where communication stops. I thought about getting you to set up a absolute silence banner to flash on the screen while we're doing this, but I will probably try to continue the explanation as we go for it. It'll just be narrators.
It's just what we were
It'll just be parentheses, narrators explaining the game. We're not just sitting here in silence type of thing. So, all right. So, yeah, I mean, I think this first turn, I don't necessarily want to deploy the...
we don't want to do flaps and landing gear yet, right?
Yeah. Flaps, I think it might be okay to, bring down 1 flap. I don't, as far as I know, 1 flap is probably fine.
I mean, I need to start deploying flaps, at least, here.
Yeah, because you do need them in order. You could get... So the thing is, you could only possibly get 2 flaps going at a time, right?
Yeah.
And I think as much air traffic that we can clear out this turn, that's good. If we only move 1 space, I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably looking for between a 4 and 8 this turn. Yeah, and then as far as keeping the plane level, this is flexible. One thing you are not allowed to do is we're not allowed to place a number in this spot.
Yeah, so
right?
if you roll a 3, put it here kind of thing. I can't say that.
Yeah, you are not allowed to discuss the dice.
Okay.
Saying things like, if you get a 6, put it here, or use your weakest die to do this action is not allowed, and that's straight from the rule book. So once you have finished discussing, roll all 4 of your dice from behind the screen. And then once that's happened, once we've rolled, we're radio silent.
Let's roll.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Oh, I'll move that one over. This was this number. Oh, now I moved that one over. Okay. All right. So
you go first.
I'm first because I'm the pilot. This point's there. This is all in parentheses. Narrator Nathan is saying this, not pilot Nathan. All right.
Brewing coffee. There, I'll go ahead and commit something to the pitch, or to the axis.
Narrator voice. We have both deployed 2s, so the plane remains level for now.
I will... radio ahead and clear this here plane. So 3 spaces up, clear plane. So now we have 6 speed.
Yes, and so that's between the blue marker and the orange marker, so we advanced 1 space.
I'll radio ahead 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the airport. Clear plane.
All right, so that's our dice. We've reached the end of the round. So once you have placed all 8 dice, you can finally speak again. Do the following steps in order. Regardless of what you've done during the round, the plane descends. There are 7 spaces in the altitude track and therefore 7 rounds in the game. So advance the altitude track 1 space or 1,000 feet. We're now at 5,000 feet. Justin will take the first turn next time.
We take this back now?
We take back the dice. And then if the airport image appears in the current position and the airplane image appears in the current altitude screen, proceed to the end of game section below. So once we get to the end of the track, that's where the game condition we will have entered the end game condition, basically at that point. And so we have to make sure that we have successfully we did not kill everybody yet.
Hell yeah.
So congratulations. High fives. All right, so let's chat discussion before. So, I think that went fairly smoothly. We have a reroll available to us.
So if how does this work? Do you roll all of your dice, or do you choose an amount of dice to reroll for this?
Let's see how rerolls work. Rerolls on page 4. General rules. Take turns. Place 1. Respect the other color constraints. Respect the number constraints. Let's see. Reroll. If there's a reroll token in the current altitude space, as there is in the first round, remove it and add to your supply at the top left of the control panel. And anytime during a round, any player may spend a reroll token. This allows both players to reroll 1 or more dice behind their screen once. So I could spend the token to reroll 2 of my 3 remaining dice, and I could place a die. You could use the reroll token. I can reroll up 3 of my remaining dice. You can reroll all 4 of yours.
Okay.
So yeah,
got it.
Okay. So not bad. I think we got some of the air traffic out of the way. My 1 felt useless that last turn. That's why I went ahead and dumped it first thing. That way, if we needed to, we
coffee it up.
Yeah, we got some coffee. And so, I mean, is it fine for us to just keep going like 1 space a turn?
I mean, yeah, right. That's like
it seems ideal, right?
I think I kind of still want to probably start working on
the flaps.
Here.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's fine. If
I can.
Yeah, you can probably get a flap going, and I can probably wait on the landing gear a turn or 2, and. Yeah. I guess there's no reason I can't work on the brakes later. There's nothing stopping me from deploying the brakes early. Brake enough to bring the plane to a halt. You must deploy the brakes in order. Yeah. Okay. So I can work on the brakes at any time. This is like the one thing that I guess doesn't make sense from this is like
you
a game design
in the air.
Air braking.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what the flaps are doing, right? I mean, anyway. Okay. So okay. Let's go for it.
And I am first this time.
That's correct.
And we're not speaking.
Well, yep. This is only narrator voice.
All right, I'm deploying flap.
All right. So you have deployed the flap, so that means this goes up 1.
Clear plane.
Radioing ahead.
Well. We have pre-roll, we have coffee.
This game is amazing. Woo!
I,
Ooh.
I
All right.
we're
Skew!
blazing. We're blazing.
Okay. All right.
We're pitching.
Yep. 1, 2.
God. All right. I'm just gonna make some coffee.
I think it's actually not bad.
Mm-hmm. Because we might need to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's that.
That's the round.
So this goes down 1. I'll be the first player on the next turn. We take our dice back. Yeah. All right. So strategy-wise, felt like it was fine for me to deploy the landing gear there. We absolutely need a 1 to get rid of the plane here. We could, in theory, go nowhere this turn.
Yeah. We still need to load numbers.
Yeah.
And we needed to level the plane out.
Yeah.
So
we got some time.
use
We got some time to worry
use
about.
the rerolls if you need it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
And you're first here. Use this.
Okay.
I'm rerolling all my dice.
I will reroll. I guess you don't know how many I'm rerolling.
Yeah. Can you use 2 copies at once?
You can.
Okay. So we are at 6. So we go 1. Okay.
Mhm.
We gotta really. Yeah.
This guy's
I'm getting
brewed
coffeed
up.
up.
This guy's
Or
got, he's
juiced.
got a gallon of cold brew.
Yeah. Been big juiced. Okay. I'm gonna use 2 copies and make this as a 5. I'm gonna make it a 3
Okay.
to do that flap.
All right. So this advances 1.
Yeah. That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
All right. We advance 1. We take back our dice.
Yeah, that was kind of hairy. Like that is kind of scary.
Yeah, we
Need to
gotta
be getting rid of that stuff.
we gotta be
2.
we gotta be 2 maxing. I
2
guess we can't actually say
specifically.
that number, but we gotta
I mean, it's
gotta be radioing. We gotta be radio maxing.
yeah,
We have to be
and moving kind of slow.
anti-collision pilled.
It's
right
like
now.
okay if we don't move this turn.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a play last turn where I could have deployed the landing gear and made us go 0.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more likely for us to go less now. I was hoping that not to like talk about the numbers too much, but I'm hoping that by needing low numbers for this and high numbers for that, then if we roll like a spread of stuff, then
That
we'll
makes
be good.
sense.
So,
Okay.
all right. This is my first time landing a plane, by the way.
I've done it all the time in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
The game is hilarious.
Yeah, 1960 version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Seven, so we do not move because on the blue space. Okay. Does it go that way, 5? Or yeah, that way, 2? Yeah, okay. I'll just do this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We made it through that turn.
Yeah.
That one's a little hairy, wicked, but we are back on track. So we've reached this mark. We do have rerolls back.
So I was trying to I had the 6 and the 3 left there. I was like, if I put 6 here and you don't have anything, we just might die.
Yeah.
And so I put 3 there. It's more likely that we won't flip the plane.
Yeah, within 2 of that, right?
But I could have used the 3 to radio using a coffee.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted to do, but I think we couldn't. It was too risky.
Yeah.
I can't risk people's lives on that.
Okay. All right. So, I think if we can't do anything about this, we have to basically burn the reroll almost instantly, right?
Okay. Yeah, we need the numbers specifically.
Yeah.
We
probably
need to be moving a space.
Because we've got the plane on maximum drag, we do actually have to go one space.
To move one space.
We have to move one space each turn. Yeah. So, if we've got ones, we can actually advance. I think this is against the rules saying that, but there's a reality in which we move one space and then we can radio here.
Right. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Let's roll. I can't say anything, but just gaze upon this. Okay. You +1'd it?
-1'd.
A 2? Doesn't 2 call that one by default? 1, 2?
It was a 3.
It was a 3.
Yeah, it was a 3 and a -1.
I'm going to use this reroll token.
Okay.
Alright,
I've thrown this on the floor. Yeah.
I'm also going to plane. Okay.
Ooh.
This might be it for. Okay. Okay, 2 mana. Okay, that's good. That's good. Zooming. Old man noises. Just this is my existence. Okay, we're blazing. We're like pedals to the metal with maximum drag. This is just wasteful.
I've got to break the plane at some point. I gotta break this plane. I gotta get some brakes going somewhere along the way.
Was it?
All right. No rerolls.
This goes down.
That advances. You're the first player for this turn.
We
have to roll a 1.
we have to move on. We have to roll a 1. We have coffee.
Yeah.
So 3, 2.
Yeah. I gotta get some breaks deployed at some point, so let's see.
I'm first. Don't do anything. Yeah, I'll use coffee to phone this here plane. I'll phone this here plane. We're all clear, Captain. We simply have to not flip the plane over. That's one me, right? Yep. Nine. Move 1. Okay. So do we have to move next turn? Do we have to advance?
We're at the airport.
So we don't have to move a space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the speed
We have
has
to be under 7. 8 or lower.
Yeah, we have to be under 7. We also have to be under the brakes.
Okay. Okay.
So we have to get that. All right.
We totally got this.
All right. We'll move in. Okay.
All right. We are attempting the landing now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have no planes to clear. We have to level the plane out.
Yeah. I will probably have to spend my time trying to. Yeah. We have to keep
Braking.
We have to keep the plane
So
level.
I can be brewing coffee.
Yeah. Right.
To start with.
Yeah. A 4. I feel like the 4 break is like almost necessary because that gives us the ability to put 1s and 2s, or you can put a 1 and I can put a 3, right? I think if I've got the chance to break twice, I will.
Okay.
But we also have to level the plane out, which means I need to be 1 over you.
So who's going to be driving the action in the leveling and the engineering?
Probably. Great question.
I think you should be driving the action there since you have first action.
Okay.
So I can respond to what you're doing.
Yeah.
I will probably brew coffee with my first action.
Okay.
Using I can't say numbers, but we'll see.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah. So yeah. We're gonna die.
There's coffee.
We're gonna die.
Stop.
We're gonna die.
We're almost there. Passengers, can I have your attention? We are not going to stick this landing if everyone could just remain calm while we tip the plane over and explode.
We should have prepared the airplane with the sweat pouring down his face. We should have prepared that.
I'm downing some coffee, Captain.
Upped it from a 3 to a 5.
3 to 5. We're level. Captain, we are out of coffee. This is Not a drill. Oh, Barossa Cup. I know we're mid-landing.
Oh, so this is right there now.
Barossa will hold another cup.
This is a 5, but I'm going to turn it into a 3 by downing this coffee.
Got two.
Oh, whoo! We bring the plane in. Buttery smooth.
Easy. Yeah, this game's easy.
Easy. Yeah, so that is the intro scenario. We've kept the box in plain view so that we could do the reveal. Oh, wait, it's not over here.
Oh.
JK. Here it is. There is a reveal of more content right here. And so more tracks, and there's actually what are known as like modules. There's all this stuff that you can add to the board. You put it on either side, and so there's like us training interns. Yeah, there's like a ice breaking that goes on. Yeah, this is like the ice break right there. So you have to you like if you're landing on an icy runway, then your brakes are less effective. And so yeah, there's like extra markers here and stuff like that that increase the difficulty. Here's one like this is the black, I think, is the most difficult. So there's like planes ahead, and the thing is that these tracks have a chance that planes you didn't see appear. And this also, I think you have to be banking specific ways because you're flying through mountain ranges, right? You're like, you have to. So the game gets more complicated from here. So yeah, I was telling Justin, I felt like this is a really sweet setup for like genre games as well. You could take this and apply this to like the Death Star Trench Run or random other stuff like that. And have like a really cool game as well. So there you go. The Sky Team, nice, light, pretty fun, I'd say.
Yeah, it's
like,
really there's like some tension there between the dice placement for sure.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Really cool. This is my only regret about this game is it's 2 players, because I feel like if you played this with like a larger number of people, you would actually have like good teamwork.
Starship Bridge Simulator.
Yes. Yeah.
With this type of format.
Oh,
4-player, whatever.
It'd be so good.
You can't communicate. Communications are offline. You're dealing with some sort of scenario.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do like this elegant. This is elegant.
It is very elegant. Yeah, it's well designed.
I completely get why the accolades are here for the game. So
this is the LAR. Yeah, the LAR game was great too.
Yes,
that's like that. If you want a good, balanced, competitive game,
head to head, and this is a good like cooperative one. Yeah. I think when you spend times playing the same games with the same person, I think it's important to have like multiple options, because I enjoy competitive stuff, but there are times where I don't want to like hate the person that I'm playing games with. So
yeah, I prefer,
like, how dare you thwart me?
I prefer a co-op game most of the time as well. For that reason, I like people working together for a common goal.
Yeah,
rather than someone being a loser, complete fucking loser.
So there you go. It's Sky Team, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
So
thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a great evening or rest of your day, whatever you got going.
Yeah, whenever you watch this on YouTube. So
goodbye.